Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Big Air 01 coming at you with another video on my 2016 Yamaha WR250R. In my last video, I mentioned when I changed my battery that I was going to make another video in regards to how to program your dash, and because it will have reset when you replace your battery, or maybe you want to figure out how to program your clock. It's actually kind of a little bit more complicated than you think. If you don't have a manual, it can be kind of hard to figure out on your own. But once you do figure it out, it's not that hard. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Okay, so we're on the bike here, and I'll show you a few things that I've learned while I've been using this. So a few things, obviously, to be able to change any sort of settings, you need to be able to turn the ignition on. You'll see that it's got a bunch of dummy lights here. So that's your neutral switch. So whenever your bike is in neutral, it should be in neutral. This is that top one that flashed up there was your fuel gauge. So basically when you're low on fuel, it goes into reserve mode, and a counter will start counting down on your odometer here. And I usually get about 25 kilometers, so I don't know what that works out into miles. Maybe I might get a little bit more, but I've never really pushed it past that. But that light will come on as soon as the fuel is low. You have your temperature gauge here. If it's too hot, I've never had that light come on. Then you have your signals. You'll see there, that's just your signal. So obviously it'll tell you if you are left it on. You've got an engine light here that comes on if there's ever a code that gets thrown. So let's say you, for instance, like your XUP, if you remove your XUP off your exhaust, you might get a code thrown, and there should be a number here that shows up. And then the other one there is your high beam, which I don't have on yet. You have to turn the bike on, but that's your high beam there, so it'll show blue. So a few things. As you can see, we've got our odometer here, and then when we want to switch from our odometer to our trips, we're going to press the select 2 button, and you can see that you can go to select, so you have 2 different odometers that you can keep track of. Let's say, for instance, you wanted to keep track of how much time you've had on your oil, then you would just put one of them, A or B, as one of your trip meters to basically keep track of how far you've gone on a single oil change. Or maybe you want to just keep distance of how far you've gone in distance. Yeah, so anyways, there's 2 different things that you can do. There's called the basic mode, and there's also the measurement mode. So we're in the basic mode right now, which shows your odometer reading. You can go into this here, which is your measurement mode. So once you're in measurement mode, you have what's called a stopwatch up top here, which is the T that flashes, and then you have also a trip meter at the bottom. So this trip meter can be used to measure like a distance around a track, or and same with the stopwatch. Let's say you're doing laps and you want to know your lap times, you could keep track by using the stopwatch. To start the stopwatch, you just hit the reset button once and it'll start recording, or if you start riding. And then you can change your distance by hitting the select 1 and select 2 up and down to the distance. Let's say you know a lap, how long it's supposed to be, then you'd be able to set it with this. Now this is where it gets a little bit confusing, because I was on this mode and I couldn't figure out how to change it back to the clock a few months back, and I couldn't figure out how to stop it, and my clock was wrong, and I was getting kind of choked. So I went to the manual and I figured out how to do this. So to be able to switch back to the clock mode, you have to stop your stopwatch. So you're just going to hit the select 1 and select 2 for a second, and that should stop it. As you can see, it stopped the timer. And then you're going to hit reset, and that resets your everything. And then to switch it back to your basic mode, which is the time and your odometer, you have to hold the select 1 and select 2 while the stopwatch is not going for 2 seconds. So you can see it switched it back, and now we're in the clock mode. Now my clock is wrong, but before we do that, let's I'll show you how to. So if you wanted to reset any of these odometers, so like A or B, you're just going to hold reset down for 2 seconds and it resets it, as you saw it reset there. So now we're going to go into the clock mode. So if we wanted to change the clock, so for instance right now the time is actually 9:58 in the morning, you hold this down for 2 seconds and you select 1 down for 2 seconds, and it should have the number flashing. So to change that number, you're now going to just continuously hit the time, and then you hit reset to go to the next number. So we want to go to 58, so we're hitting the select 1 all the way up. We're going to go to 59, and then if you wanted to reset the seconds, you could, and if you just do that, you just keep hitting the reset, it goes through all of that. To set the time, you're just going to hold the reset for 2 seconds. And now it's stopped flashing, and now you don't have your incorrect time anymore. So again, it's just a matter of playing with it and figuring it out, but hopefully this video is a little bit more helpful for some of the people that have had troubles changing their clock in the past. So guys, I hope that was helpful for you. Like I said, I had troubles going from the basic mode to measurement mode, and I couldn't figure out how to change my clock. So now that I know how to change a clock, I wanted to share this with you, and hopefully it was helpful for you, for anybody that owns this bike without the manual, and maybe this will be something that you can refer to in the future if you forget how to do it. So anyways, I got lots of videos on my WR250R on my channel. I still want to make some more content with this bike, so if you like this video, please drop a like. All your support is super helpful and appreciated, and you know, it makes me continue to make these videos when I do my best to respond to all of your comments as well, and so definitely if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I will do my best to answer them. But most of all, thanks again for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.